Alright, so we have a fun fight here. Mickey Gall versus Jordan Williams. So Mickey Gall has a 1 inch height advantage, although Jordan Williams does have a 2.5 inch reach advantage. Jordan Williams is coming down from 185, but I don't think he cut any weight to get to 185, so I'm expecting these guys to be around the same size, around the same weight in the octagon. Breakdown and striking of these two, so for Jordan Williams, he's a southpaw. He's constantly trying to walk you down. He's looking to land that left hand. Basically, he's just trying to walk you down, trying to put that straight left on you. He does overextend quite frequently on that straight left and the left hook when he does wind it up, when he's facing orthodox opponents. And Mickey Gall, he's improved his striking quite a bit. He's still obviously quite stiff on the feet. He's not a natural striker, but he's polished his striking up a lot. He'll go for the push jab, the lead left hook when the opponent's trying to close distance on him. 1-2 at range, counter 2. His stand-up's not that bad and it's serviceable for sure. He does telegraph all of his strikes. He has a big load up on all of his strikes. Lets you know when, he's gonna throw something. He's getting better at not doing this, but he still, telegraphs a lot of his offense. He has a nice body kick versus southpaws, which I think is going to be a good weapon here because Jordan Williams is a southpaw. Jordan Williams, he will dip on pretty much every feint and every strike. So yeah, you can kind of draw out some particular movements of him and then go for techniques from there. So maybe if Mickey Gall feints a bit, throws a high kick, he might be able to catch him as Jordan Williams is dipping. And Jordan Williams, he will keep those hands low in close, and he is quite hittable in the grappling for these two. So for Mickey Gall, I think he's known as a grappler mostly, but his takedowns aren't very good. He's usually attacking a single leg, but he will just stall there for long periods of time. But when it hits the mat, he's very good. He's very opportunistic with back takes. He's very good at taking the back. Got a body triangle on the back. It's hard to get him off once he does take your back. And then if you roll over or if he gets in top control, he will look to pass to side control, look for an anaconda when the opponent's on all fours, side control Kimuras, Americanas. Kimura sweep when he is on bottom. So if you get him down, he can sweep and get back in top position. He isn't as effective off his back, but he does have some nice reversals. So you got to be mindful when you are, on top of Mickey Gall, but he's not as dangerous off his back than when he is on top or when he's on your back. For Jordan Williams, he does stick his neck out when he is attempting a single leg. In the Amovov fight, he did that a few times, and I think Amovov caught him a bunch of times with that guillotine. But I don't think if he's got any fight IQ, I think he's not going to attempt takedowns in this fight. But it's always a good possibility. How these guys win fights? So for Jordan Williams, he's got a great chin. He takes a lot of shots, and he's got good takedown defense. How these guys lose fights? So for Jordan Williams, yeah, double-edged sword. He is very hittable. He's just always getting tagged when he's exiting boxing range. Doesn't seem to have a great understanding of range, and he just doesn't have best striking defense. For Mickey Gall, it's that he has poor takedown defense, doesn't really defend the takedown at all, really. He just doesn't mind being on the mat, even on bottom. But he does gas after 1.5 rounds, so he doesn't have the best gas tank. And he seems to really struggle as the fight does go long. So past the victory for these two. So for Mickey Gall, stay light on your feet, try and be elusive, body kicks, high kicks in that southpaw versus orthodox stance. Look for the left hook when he is trying to pressure and then circle off. Also look for uppercuts when he dips. We talked about that before. High kicks when he dips. And for Jordan Williams, look to keep it on the feet. Look to use suffocating pressure. I think he gets quite uncomfortable when you do pressure him, especially against the cage. And just look to stay in his face and just put hands on him, really. Inside leg kicks at distance. He doesn't address leg kicks. He doesn't check them. Blah, blah, blah. Also look to turn it up in the late half of the fight, because both of you guys are going to be tired, but someone's got to turn it up and you want to be that guy. And for Mickey Gall, look for in the clinch and the grappling transitions. Look for the right elbow in the clinch. I think Gall likes that technique in the clinch, and the left hand of Jordan Williams is quite low in the clinch. Also, just look to drop levels, go for a single leg, or just at distance, go for a single leg when he overextends on the left hand, because, that orthodox versus southpaw stance, it is going to be open. If you cut an angle, maybe attack that single leg after he overextends. How I see the fight playing out. So Mickey Gall, his best win is against Sage Northcutt, who also is a can crusher of the highest caliber. And every other win on Mickey Gall's record is just against total bums. And getting finished by Diego Sanchez was just such a bad look, and it's aged so poorly. But he's matched up against someone who was also quite, underwhelming on tape. But yeah, so interesting wrinkle to this fight is that Jordan Williams stated on the Contender Series that he doesn't want to cut weight because of his type 1 diabetes condition and the potential negative impacts on his body. So this will be the first time that he's going to cut weight since 2016, I think. So I'm pretty interested to see how he does look on the scales. Shouldn't be too bad, but I think the cardio is going to play a big part of this fight, and if it affects his cardio, I don't think that's great news. But stylistically, Jordan Williams' takedown defense is very good, and I just can't see Mickey Gall getting him down with the takedowns that Mickey Gall goes for. So it kind of looks like we're going to have a striking battle here. In terms of striking, I'm not sure if Mickey Gall's stand-up has drastically improved, or Mike Perry is just really that hittable, and I think it's the latter. I wanted to fade Mickey Gall really badly, but Jordan Williams just doesn't have great stand-up either. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Mickey Gall is the sharpest striker on the feet. And I do believe he will be looking good early on. However, I don't think it's going to be long before Jordan Williams realizes he needs to pressure, and I think he's going to realize that he can take all the shots of Mickey Gall, and I think he's going to start to pressure Mickey Gall heavily. And I think Mickey Gall will get uncomfortable when the pressure starts piling on, and I believe Jordan Williams will break Mickey Gall just with the pressure. I think they're both going to be super gassed by the third round, but I do think it's going to come down to who wants it more, and I do believe that is going to be Jordan Williams, who does want it more and who does push more in the second and third round. So yeah, I think it's going to be close in the first round, maybe even Mickey Gall edging it out with the striking, but as the fight wears on, I think Jordan Williams is going to take over. Alrighty, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Helps out a lot. Alright, so prediction is Jordan Williams by TKO in round 3. I think the line is about correct. I'd probably bet Williams if he got to $1.60, $1.65 type territory, minus 170, minus 175, or whatever that is. I'm looking to live bet Williams after round 1. If he is making Gall work, and maybe if Gall wins the round, I think Williams will take over after that. If it's 1-1, and after round 2, if it's 1-1 after round 2, I think the third round, Jordan Williams is going to out-hustle Gall a little bit more. I think he's got a little bit more heart than Mickey Gall, so I do believe he wins the third round if it's 1-1 at a high clip. So if it's like a pick 'em or Jordan Williams is a favourite, an underdog or a slight favourite, then I'd probably look to bet him there.